y'all low tech friends and your friends. Welcome back to Trucking the Future. As always, I'm Joshua Hadley, and for half the time, he's Lord Justin Belanger of the Principality of Sealand.
Yes, hi. Hi, that is me. And Josh is him. And we are Josh and me and
Yeah,
Josh.
yep. This is the season. We're reviewing the season finale of Star Trek: Strange New World Season 2, Hegemony.
We're finally caught up.
Yeah, we're finally caught up. But before we get into that, let's chat a bit.
Yes.
Um, yeah, this is Trek in the Future. We'll review the episode. We'll play some games and talk about season 3 of Strange New Worlds. This is
I'm
not quite our season finale yet. Next week, you're playing a
yes,
game for everyone, Justin.
yes, I'm playing a Star Trek game next week for the because last season we did the 10 episodes focused on the Stranger World season 1, and then we ended the season with an 11th episode where we watched a movie, the motion picture.
Yep.
This time we're ending with a game. It's gonna be a little different. Gonna be a different format. Actually, I can show the format. Well, that's gonna be the format, except instead of that, it'll be the game in the middle there. But yeah, boom, we'll be doing that. It'll be a longer episode, probably about 2 hours rather than the 1 hour we usually do, and it'll just be more akin to a regular Gopher and Tuck stream, except it'll be Gopher and Moose.
Yep. Once again, the tag team. Oh, yeah. So before we get into the show, I just wanted to say I went to a Pride event. Well, two Pride events Friday, and went to a rally in the afternoon. And in the evening, I went to a party, and I won the Pride costume contest.
You did?
Yep, everyone liked my dress.
Like the dress.
For my makeup, I tried to. Well, I watched a little bit of Mommy Dearest with Faye Dunaway playing. What's her name? I forget who she plays in the film.
Yeah, it's
I
someone.
I watched that and I said, all right, that's what I need to do. Didn't have time to figure out a week, and
Yeah.
I feel like I would have had to get a haircut or something, which is fine, but you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
did, couldn't quite figure that out. But uh, everyone was amazed that I was walking around in high heels.
I've heard tell those are not easy to walk in.
Yep. Anyway,
I
so
can barely
that
walk
was
in regular shoes.
it. Well, time to get into this episode. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, the season 2 finale, Hegemony.
Hegemony. Part 1. Doesn't say it there on IMDb, but it is Part 1. Season 2 will be,
It's
or
part
Season
one.
3 will be beginning with Hegemony Part 2.
Yeah, so yeah, it's part 1 now because it ended with a cliffhanger.
Yeah, a cliffhanger
Obviously.
we've been anticipating for a bit now, ever since it got it's been spoiled for us for a little while now, but it was still interesting to watch it unfold, and yeah, they're going through some shit with these Gorns.
Gordon! Yeah, they can't have nuclear weapons. Oh.
you know.
I was a bit cheeky and I decided to watch the Star Trek from the original series where they have the Gorn.
Yeah.
But anyway, to get into this episode, what happens is we have a colony out in space that's not in Federation space, and so the Gorn decide, or maybe it's been this way that this planet is in Gorn space, and I thought it was kind of funny. They have a red line. If you guys remember from the episode with the Romulans, the season 1 finale, they have a little pin. They're like, "Oh, here's the Romulan Empire. Here's the Federation." It's funny to divide space that way, but I guess the Milky Way is more flat than big like a a sphere.
Mm.
I guess that could work. I don't know. You're the space expert.
I am a space. Quick thing here. So I've mentioned before that I've been binging my way through King of the Hill with the new season coming out.
Yeah.
The last episode I watched earlier today had Dale dressed as a Star Trek character. So that was
Oh.
they went to like a Renaissance fair, and apparently you get some money off, or if you're wearing a period costume, and he's like, I'm from the future. This is a period costume. He even
That's fun.
brought up the directive at one point in the episode.
Oh wow.
Mm, good stuff.
So so how did you like this episode? Was it your favorite? Your least favorite?
I liked it. It wasn't my favorite. There's, I mean, I'm kind of partial to the more comedic episodes. Although I did also really like the one with like the time travel and the one lady in Pike, or like, not Pike, Kirk. That whole scenario. But yeah, this was good. It was a good end to the season, and obviously, it sets up a very big start to the next season. Which this season, I think we were both in agreement that the start wasn't all that great. Like it was decent, but the first episode wasn't
Yeah.
like. But now we have an immediate setup to hopefully start off season 3 with a bang.
Oh yeah. And I will say it was really cool to see Scotty from.
Yeah.
We were just, we both saw him in the original motion picture. No, I'm sorry, I say the original, the motion picture.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard. In the format, I put original in there too. It's hard not to because there's more than one motion picture. So it's say, but by the title, I think you can tell which film I'm talking about. Um, very first. But yeah, it was cool to see Scotty. And the episode wasn't quite as scary as when we seen the Gorn before. Yeah, there was a lot more action. I guess they're going for. Not my favorite episode, but I did enjoy this. I mean, I gave this an 8 on IMDb. That's a very good score. I feel. Um, yeah. Just um, I guess with the Nurse Chapel stuff, they're like I like the character. It's just like she's the only survivor on that spaceship. Like what? I mean, like I don't feel that's great storytelling. I don't know. You're the expert. You were the former two WWF World Champion. I didn't beat you for it. I beat you to defend it. well, and I I I guess cliffhangers, they can be good, they can be bad. With some films I watch, if they're terrible and they have cliffhanger, I just think to myself like, you didn't earn that. like, like to me, like if it's bad and you have a cliffhanger, that just makes it terrible, even worse to me. Here, I felt like they earned it. It is kind of like I was thinking the last time we had a Strange New Worlds episode was 2023, right? I'm looking at I had to go. I'm looking at when this came out exactly. The yeah, yeah. it's. I'm just wondering, like, for 2 years, it might be worth it. I mean, this is a really good show. So, oh wow. Well, like I guess Twin Peaks would be an example. like what happens? like ah. oh wow. Yeah, I thought they did the cliffhanger well in Hegemony. And I would like to know what happens. Hope like 2 years is a long time to wait, but I feel like honestly the bigger wait for me would be let's get some new Star Trek. Oh well, for me it's like yeah, it might. I'm trying to remember how did season one end with the cliffhanger, or did they do that one where Pike goes back in time? No, the alternate universe, time travel, all that. So, um, well, I guess it's not a cliffhanger because if you watch the original series, you know what happens to him. Yeah, there wasn't quite a cliffhanger like, oh, someone's life is on the line, like at the end of Hegemony here. Um, and later on, we're gonna speculate what happens. We're not gonna do it here. We're just reviewing the episode, and I did feel like the cliffhanger was earned. Like having to wait for 2 years is a long time, but maybe fans were biting at the nails, like, oh, what's gonna happen? Is she gonna die? I'm trying to remember her name. Pike's love interest. Was it looking at the list of actors? Well, he's in the original series. No, and yeah, she could die. Like we don't know. It is. You know what else is on the table? I got a cup of water again. Like I'm doing this again only. Well, I didn't want to do this the same way again like last week, but I just wanted to show you guys. Typically when I show you a Dubby product, I got the tub. You know, I like the tubs because of the name of the company is Dubby, so I think of like, oh, I'm having a tubby of Dubby. But some people like uh the cups are kind of strange. You can't get everything out when you have the last couple servings. But you know, it can be easy because what I do is I get these packets. I get 15 at a time. Well, I get 30 at a time. I get 2 packs of 15. You just rip the top off here, and very simple. There's hardly any measurement. You just gotta measure your water. That's one thing, one less thing. You pour the whole packet. Yeah, it's punchy. It's a pushing punch. By the way, that's a flavor I'm drinking this morning. Nice gamer drink. It's got caffeine. Your favorite? A little stir it up. Yeah, I'm just doing some science. Like your favorite spot. Oh, definitely. Like way heavier than like a can of Coke or Pepsi or Dr. Pibb. And Yeah. No, and just go for it. Absolutely. And this tastes really good. I pushing punch. Let's see. It's a lemon lime. There you go. And 2 servings a day, guys. Be careful. I know some people overdose on caffeine. Oh no. Well, I'm glad you're okay, buddy. Anyway, time for this is a gaming channel, right? And there's this game we play on here. We call it Trek or Not Trek. Can you explain that to the people? He's on the street. Yeah. Well, I'll keep the prize the same. Well, actually, this week it'll be one gifted sub if you win. If you if you lose, um, let's think a second here. Um, hmm, you get to walk your puppy. There we go. There we go. All right, first episode. Deep Space Nine hosts a visiting delegation of Trill scientists working on a high risk experiment involving quantum symbiont transference. Among the team is Lorana Khan, a brilliant physicist and former wife of one Jadiza Dax's previous host, Torius Dax. Thrill Society has a strict taboo against reassociation. The act of rekindling romantic relationships from past host lifetimes is considered a dangerous temptation that could destabilize the Thrill symbiosis, leading to exile. Despite this, that Jazdaza and Lyanna quickly rekindle their emotional bond. As the experiment progresses, so does their attraction, placing Jad Jadiza in direct conflict with Thuro Custom and her duty as a Starfleet officer. The tension accumulates in a passionate kiss, one of the most groundbreaking LGBTQ movements in Star Trek history. In the end, despite their mutual love, Leona chooses to return to Thrill rather than risk exile. Dazdeza, though heartbroken, respects her decision, though heartbroken. Sorry. She respects her decision. The episode closed with a powerful meditation on identity, love, and sacrifice. Yeah, you got it. Well, all these episodes have that theme, I'll say that. Uh, yeah, last week was James Bond, this week is, alright, so 1 right so far, so number episode 2, rather. The Enterprise D is assisting the Janelle, a technologically advanced but strictly genderless species, in locating a missing shuttle. During the mission, Commander Riker works closely with the sorry, Johnny pilot named Soren, who confides in him that she identifies as female, an identity considered deviant and illegal in Janelle society. As Riker and Soren grow closer, they develop a romantic relationship. Soren explains that the Janani believe that any expression of gender identity is primitive and dangerous. Those those who reveal gender preferences are subject to psychiatric therapy, a form of conversion treatment meant to correct their thoughts. Despite the risks, Soren openly declares her identity and love for Riker at Janani tribunal, challenging the status quo. Riker, moved and furious, attempts to rescue her, but she is captured and subject to the therapy before he can intervene. When Riker visits her afterward, Soren appears emotionless and claims he is no longer feels that as he once did. Wrong. That's a Star Trek episode. It is the Outcast from The Next Generation. And I forgot to say what episode the last one was. That was Rejoined from Deep Space Nine, obviously. I get it. So it comes down. Does he get the sub? Does he get to walk the dog? Only only it's all up to future Justin now. All right. Hopefully hopefully he'll be able to get it right. So number 3 for all the marbles. After years of saving lives aboard Discovery and enduring near death resurrection and temporal dislocation, Dr. Hugh Kubler and Paul Stamets decide they need a space of their own, a place for peace, grounding, and growing something besides pores. With Federation offering frontier development grants in the Sokaria Belt, a peaceful and undeveloped cluster of habitable planetoids, the couple selects a gorgeous moon with a beautiful Vizats in an ecosystem perfect for their dream, a small eco habitat with a living roof, hydroponic garden, and meditation deck. What could go wrong? Everything. The building AI misreads statements, blueprints, and designs a house shaped like a spore rather. Coupler insists on a more traditional design, leading to passive aggressive sketch edits. Alien termites gnaw through their foundational materials. Zora, Discovery's ship's AI, tries to help by simulating ideal living conditions, causing the construction bots to build the same room 3 times. A local species called a Kalai demands architectural approval from their artistic council, and through it all, the couple argues over little things with big meanings: natural light versus synthetic lighting, transparent aluminum countertops, and whether replicator foods can taste like home. As delays mount and stress builds, Gebler questions if the dream is worth it. But a quiet scene in the unfinished observatory staring up at a strange new constellation reminds them of that building a life just takes as much courage as warping into the unknown. Staying this track? Alright. Well, It's not Trek. 2 on his high horse. 2025. Shame. Shame. No, we're not doing it next week. Yeah, you're already playing a game next week. Um, for season 3, I haven't I haven't decided on anything. We're gonna do games, obviously. Last season we did trivia. This season was Trek or Not Trek. We might do the same thing. We'll figure that out. Uh, we'll tell you next week in the season finale what we're doing. How about that? So more things to talk about later. Um, what I wanted to get into is the fluid sovereignty and the ethics of defense. I mean, I know what you're thinking about the news, and I, we're only gonna talk about this for a couple of minutes since people might think, oh, I'm looking for some escapism. Uh, I don't want to talk about Elon Musk, but I don't feel like Star Trek as as a medium, as a piece of media is escapism. I feel like they bring up some heavy topics like war, so the news is out. Your main event man, Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, bomb bombed Iran, used a bunker buster or something, and it's funny. Um, it seems like a lot like what's going on right now. It feels like, well, I don't even know. It feels like it seems like the beginning of how Iraq began. They had their weapons of mass destruction that didn't really exist. They went over there and yeah. I mean, they've been a couple of weeks away for a long time. So so this doesn't really feel like a defensive operation to me, like bombing them. You know it was funny, this episode, going back to the thing, they got a map from the Gorn, like, and it was funny, like, the planet just happened to be right outside their line. I was like, "That's sort of ridiculous." Like, you think there'd be, like, a little bit of, like, a neutral zone or something, but they're like, "Here it is. Here's the line in the sand." It's like, "You don't cross it." Just to seem to justify their own like attacks. I mean, I don't think the Gorn are always in the wrong in Star Trek. I was cheeky, and I'm gonna continue. Like, we're gonna watch Star Trek every weekend. So my original intention was to watch just with Justin, but I can't help myself.
Mm.
But
Quick, unfortunate bit of news here. Um, Apparently, I muted my microphone at some point to cough because I've been doing that every time I cough, so it's not annoying to people. Apparently, I forgot to unmute, so I don't know how long that was muted for, but I guess since the last time I coughed, that was so.
how long ago do you think that was?
I don't know. It could have been a couple minutes, could have been like 10 minutes. I don't know. I do cough pretty frequently, so hopefully it wasn't too long ago. But we have enough context here for what's happening.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. Well, yeah, I do find like Star Trek brings up, like, even though it is like a space opera, or not even opera, it's the space sci-fi stories.
No.
I do feel like they bring up realistic scenarios if you can get beyond like,
Yeah.
oh, this is the Gorn country and this is the Federation. Like, you know, I feel like you could make the correlation to what's happening in real life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, talking about what's going on,
Mm.
just like to bring up the Green Party of Alaska. We've been doing these Discord calls
Mm.
Saturdays. I meant to talk about this yesterday. It's trekking the features. The couple, I'm a couple hours late, like a day.
Yeah, yeah. I had a family
So,
situation. It's fine now, but yeah, I wasn't able to be here for the
yeah.
thing yesterday, so that's why we're doing it today on Sunday.
So we're looking to do more things on Discord. Yesterday we did socializing with socialists. We played some chess. And if you would like to get on that, just check out our website,
Mm.
alaska-greens.org, ALASKA-GREENS.org, and
Bring people.
join us on that server if you want to, even if you just want to hang out. If you're a socialist, join the Green Party. The PSL's pretty lame. I mean, they're just looking to take your money. Sorry, or hey, even if if you're not a green, you're a socialist, you're a member of the DSA. I mean, if you're not in the DSA, you gotta get in there. But if you're a socialist, come and hang out. Yesterday we played chess for an hour. Had some fun games. Got to talk. That's where I got the news that we bombed Iran. So get some breaking news from our homies. I I wasn't watching anything like any news at all yesterday until like I hopped in and oh, here's what happened. Like, hey, something big happens. Homie will let you know,
Yeah.
right? And yeah, and take Justin and say do your roles. Yeah. He's in there as well, but yeah, check out the Green Party of Alaska. I'm gonna become the chairman today. Probably too late for anyone to say, "Hey, I want to get involved in hop in the meeting." But if you'd like to, just message the Twitch chat. I imagine. Um, I don't know if anyone's really hyped up for the politics, but if you are, we'll let you know. But if you watch this in the future, like I said, alaska-greens.org, and check out our website, and you can contact us on there if you'd like to get involved.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. And Star Trek is on our priority list. It's very important.
Yes.
Yeah. Sort of like how I got this show, how we started doing this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, talking about Star Trek, I felt like it was appropriate to rank season 1 of Strange New Worlds, season 2 in the motion picture, everything we've covered on this
Yeah.
podcast so far.
All three things. So like, dude, each season as a whole, and the movie, the motion picture that we saw, um, which. So, are we just doing like one, two, three, or are we giving them like letter grades or something? Like, what are we doing here?
Uh, I'll do both. I mean, it's not so um like it's not so cumbersome that I feel like we have to give people a graph or whatever.
Yeah.
So for I'll start off for me. Um, actually, since we're both doing this, we could do the math really quick.
Hmm.
On how our grades both land. But for
Hmm.
me, straight season 1 of Strange New Worlds, like I liked it more than season 2, even though like grading wise, I'd grade them the same.
Hmm.
Um, uh, B, and the original motion picture. I did it again. Like is the original motion picture because Wrath of Khan's the motion picture too, right? The motion picture. I did. It's definitely my least favorite of all
Yeah.
these, and if it, like we said when it came out, or when it came out, when we reviewed it, we weren't quite there when it came out. But when we reviewed it, if it was one of the episodes of Strange New Worlds, we both said like it would have been our least favorite.
Yeah.
And thinking about it as a grading, I'll put it at a D. I'm just thinking of how it works in the American system.
Yeah.
I gave it a 6 on IMDb, so that'll be a D, I
Mm.
feel.
So for me,
What about you, Justin?
I would have the same order: season one first, season two second, and then the movie last. With also both seasons being probably about the same ranking. I feel like season two had some of like had like lower lows than season one, but it also had higher highs for me. So it was kind of on both sides there. Um, but I would probably give both seasons like a B plus, and then give motion picture maybe like a C minus. I would say.
I see. So it would correlate to a D plus.
I like
Between the two of us.
I like both seasons very much. And I enjoyed the motion picture for what it was, but it definitely wasn't up to what we have so far come to see as the standard of Star Trek for us.
Yeah. Um, I did the math before went live. That's what I was doing when I was messing with that calculator, Justin.
Mm,
And yeah, doing that, I added up my ratings on IMDb altogether for season one. The final calculation ended up being 89,
mm.
almost an A.
And that's a B plus,
And
like what
so
I
B
did.
plus.
Yeah.
And for season two, I landed at a 85, so a
Mm,
B, very solid.
there you go. Yeah, I definitely.
So almost an A for season one.
I yeah, to me, I definitely feel like the first season was pretty consistent all the way through, whereas I feel like the second season was kind of, some episodes I liked every episode, but some of them were definitely, the worst in the series so far, but still good. But then they had some like really good, the what was the musical episode was really good. The one with like the what's her face going back in time, and the baby Hitler
Oh yeah,
episode, all
yeah.
that. But then there are also some really good ones in the first season, like the Spock Amok, where they had the Freaky
Oh yeah.
Friday situation, and yeah, yeah, it's I'm assuming we're gonna get more of that in season three, where it's like there's plenty of good episodes, but then there's a couple episodes that really go above and beyond. I'm expecting
So
the murder mystery to be one of those.
so looking back at season two, my favorite episode was definitely those old scientists, and the only one that got 10 out of 10 for me. IMDb season one had several
Which
tens.
one was those old scientists?
The one with the lower decks.
Oh yeah, that's I forgot to mention. Yeah, that's another
Model-
one that was really good with Jack Quaid. That was a really good
yeah,
one.
and at the Pride event, we were talking about this episode, and they mentioned Jack's taller in real life than his animated character. And my least favorite episode was the Broken Circle.
Mm,
I do remember the plot of it of Spock wanting to save his pals. Um,
yeah,
yeah, just didn't quite land for me.
mm,
That was the first episode, so it's been so
yeah,
long since I seen it. Uh, it was kind of strange. But it's Strange New World. Maybe not being as in the positive, but I don't know, didn't quite land. We talked about it on YouTube, so and Justin wasn't muted, so I think he could get.
yeah. It was that was also my least favorite episode so far. I still liked it, but yeah, it was definitely the weakest one to me and to you as well.
Yeah, I mean, still better than the motion pictures. So.
Yeah, the worst
So,
episode of Strange New World so far still beats the motion picture, but I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing more of the movies because that the motion picture wasn't exactly a well received film. It's not just us being bid down. It was pretty average reviews. But they got some movies that were pretty well received. So
Yeah,
Interesting to
and
see those.
people liked it. They
Mm,
watched the film. It's not a terrible movie. It's
yeah.
just sort of they. I know they did the plot better. Like um, see Star Trek, the fourth film.
Mm,
I was I guess that Star Trek 4 would fit.
yeah.
They redid that plot, but much better. I've
Mm,
heard,
mm,
rather. I didn't hear it. Someone did tell me in person anyway.
mm.
Um, so I just wanted to mention again. Next week, Justin is playing Star Trek Prodigy Ragnarok, right?
Yeah, whatever game you send me, that is what I'm playing. It'll be same start time, 10 o'clock a.m. Central, but we'll be going for about 2 hours instead of just an hour. There won't be any of this format stuff. It's just we're playing a game, playing a game,
Yeah.
and as per usual, gets re-uploaded to YouTube. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and for season 3, I figured we're not gonna figure it out here, but we're gonna do some kind of game.
Yeah,
I don't know if it will be Trek or not Trek again. But the thought was like we should do Trek or not Trek early into the podcast so that Justin doesn't see all the Star Trek. Then it would make
yeah.
sense to do it, right? So maybe it'll return. Like, there's a strong incentive just to keep like what I'm able to mine from Star Trek fresh, but we might come up with a better idea by next week. We're gonna let you know in the season finale of Trek in the Future.
Yes. Season
Yes.
2 finale of Trek in the Future. Yeah, we got a game.
Oh,
The actual playing of the actual video game.
and
It'll be
I
a
didn't
different
read
format.
anything. I didn't read anything in the last week. I've been too depressed,
Mm,
unfortunately, and so
yeah.
Star Trek book club this season was sort of a bust.
Mm.
Part part of it's my fault. Like, I haven't even bothered trying to figure out what happened to the books that were supposed to go to
Yeah,
Justin,
the
and I
second
ended up
set were
ordering
they were delivered
yeah,
somewhere. Not my house, but they were delivered somewhere. So that's unfortunate. And also, I mean, it was difficult because we only had a week to read these books, and they're not like super long, but they're still a bit much for a week. But for next season, we got something a little more
yeah,
compact. We're going with the comics. Uh,
yep. The Lower Decks
Lower
comics
Decks
from
comics
2022, that series.
be a lot more manageable, and I already got all of mine in digital format right here on my phone. I already got all of them. The new one that just came out is already downloaded and everything. I'm good to go. So got all of them there. That should be a much quicker thing to read. And, we can talk about those
Absolutely.
next season.
I'm looking forward to it. More Bradward and Beckett adventures.
It'll be my first American comic. I've read some manga, never read any American comic books.
You never read X-Men or Batman?
Nope.
Holy
Mm,
shit!
mm,
Actually, I stopped getting X-Men when they stopped selling them at the store here.
mm,
So, it's not my first American comic, but it'll be my first new one since the last time I got one was well, I got a comic when I went to Juneau back in January, so
mm,
half a year.
mm,
Um, well, yeah, it was February actually, so
mm,
about half a year.
mm.
And we're not starting until July, so it will be half a year by the time we.
Yeah, a couple weeks
I
is
did
left.
buy Paper Girls, which is a comic, and I
Mm,
have been reading the Legend of Korra comics,
mm,
so
nice.
I've been dipping my toes, but not quite as much as I used to. Um, uh, Obviously,
Yeah.
much easier when they're selling comics at the store. Oh, I'll get a
Yeah.
comic. Anyway, that's all stuff to look forward to, and there's
Yes.
even more like stuff on this Twitch channel and this YouTube channel,
Yes.
and you're on Rumble, right?
Not
Gopher?
quite. Not quite. Not, Yeah, we are on YouTube and we are on Twitch. And so speaking of those two, well, on YouTube right now we got I think Fogs and Trek to Yomi are still going up those episodes.
Yeah, I forgot to make a joke about that. Yeah, damn.
Yeah, Fogs. That one's a bit longer, so I'll be going up more. Trek to Yomi, I think we're probably getting close to the finale. Trek to Yomi will be followed by the DLC for High on Life, known as High on Knife. The Australian knife is a much bigger role in that one.
Makes sense.
And yeah, we already recorded it. It took one session to record, about 3 hours. So that's going to be going up after that. We're currently working on recording Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. There was a mishap in the last session. It was our second session of it. So there is going to be about an hour's worth of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle missing because Brandon's power went out in the middle of the session, like literally right in the middle. We usually record about 2 hours. It was an hour in, power went out, video is unsalvageable, can't use it. So, but we'll try to, update people on what exactly happened during that session in the next one, get them all up to date on where we're at in the story. Fortunately, it's only an hour, and some of that was, Brandon didn't know where to go, so wasn't a whole lot. Yeah, sneeze coming? Hey, yeah, bless you.
Thank you.
So, but that's Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will start going up once Fogs is done. As for the other time slot, that's currently Trek to Yomi, then it's going to be High on Knife. After High on Knife, it'll go to another DLC, the Lies of P DLC Overture, which I'm very excited to get into. I had a great time with Lies of P initially, and let's see, after those two, after Lies of P and Indiana Jones, then we got something requested by this guy over here. Something you want me to tell him what it is?
So I was watching a Game Boy Advance video, and this person mentioned that the Max Payne was ported to that console, so I figured, that'd be a really cool let's play from Justin.
My first time playing a Max Payne game, and it's gonna be the Game Boy Advance version. So we got that. That'll be happening.
And I mean, we've had him on this Twitch channel before, but this is the first Rockstar video game that's going up on the YouTubes, right?
Yeah, we've never played a Rockstar game on the Gopher and Tuck channel on YouTube. We've streamed Grand Theft Auto Online a bunch on Twitch, and there was actually some Grand Theft Auto Online on YouTube with us from prior to Gopher and Tuck on Brandon's channel. There's like a couple of videos that are just called like GTA with Idiots, I believe, and I was there. A couple other people were there. Yeah, it's our first time playing an actual Rockstar game on the Gopher and Tuck YouTube channel, and we even have plans beyond that. Returning after 4 years since a glitch kept me from finishing the game on GameCube, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door will finally be continuing with the Switch version. I replayed the game up to the point where we were at in the initial playthrough. The glitch is not there anymore, so we're good to go there. Ready to continue that. And then we also, assuming I'll be able to get a Switch 2 by then, which, fingers crossed I might be able to get one this week on Wednesday. We got Donkey Kong Bonanza. That's definitely something that'll be coming up soon on the channel. I mean, we're pretty booked up for this year. There's a lot of months worth of stuff here. Obviously Halloween, we do horror stuff. This is going to be our first Halloween since the tradition began where we don't play a Resident Evil game. We did Resident Evil 7 in 2020, Resident Evil Village, which is 8, in 2021, Resident Evil 2 Remake in 2022, Resident Evil 3 Remake in 2023, and then last year we did Resident Evil 4 Remake, which I played half in VR, and then I had to, my VR headset got messed up, so I had to send it in to be fixed, so I had to replay the entire game in non-VR, and then continued from there for the channel, but yeah. But we'll be doing Resident Evil next year, because they just announced Resident Evil 9 will be coming out in, I think, February, so there'll be plenty of time for that for next year. But for this year, we do some one-offs. I'm not sure what they're going to be yet, but I know one game we'll be playing in full for this year's Halloween will be Silent Hill F. So that'll
Ah,
be my first experience with a Silent Hill game. Never played one before. So that's gonna be something. There's a whole lot of stuff going on there on YouTube and on Twitch. You know, we got the Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. We're still working our way through. TJ's got a job now, so we gotta kind of figure out timing for that. But El Jefe and I have begun playing Elden Ring Night Rain finally. We did a stream of that a couple days ago. We'll be streaming that again on Tuesday, and we might actually have a third to help us this time instead of a rando. So there
heck
you
yeah.
go. We got all that's going on. Lots of happening. Huzzah! Gopher and Tuck.
Huzzah! And talk about things to look forward to in the future. I want to do some speculation here. What do you think's gonna happen in season 3 of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds?
I am thinking it's fairly decently likely that our pal's wife there does not survive on account of she's not in any of the other stuff. So
That's what I was thinking too.
so that's very possible. I think some good times are going to be had though. I'm very much looking forward to the murder mystery episode that we know we're getting.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
love me some murder mystery. I wonder who's going to be the one getting murdered in that. Gotta be a murder for a murder mystery to happen.
Yeah. Or maybe I'm thinking like, who knows?
Hmm. I
Man.
mean, could all be a prank. Maybe no one gets murdered. Maybe it was all fake from the get go. Who knows?
That's what I was thinking.
But should be fun.
Do you think we're gonna get something crazy like we get SpongeBob or something?
I mean, we did have that little video with SpongeBob and Strange New Worlds. Probably not, but that would be fun. I'd be down for that. I mean, SpongeBob's gonna be in the new Sonic Racing game, so who knows?
Oh,
Yeah, they got SpongeBob. They got characters
Sonic Racing.
from Avatar gonna be
Sonic,
in there.
oh wow! In Sonic Racing, I guess if they're gonna have these different characters, I guess they're gonna have to have carts. It's not gonna be like Sonic Car where they're running around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, let's see.
Big
Well,
year for sorry, just a big year for these kind of like arcadey racing games. Like we got Mario Kart World came out, Sonic Racing's coming out with a whole bunch of like characters from different things. We got Kirby Air Riders, I think it's called. That's coming out. A lot of stuff this year for that.
and of course you can go back in time too and play Garfield Kart.
Garfield Kart 2 is coming out. So there you go.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah. Now, why anyone would want or willingly choose to play that, I don't know. I'm still salty about the Garfield Kart video we did in the channel where I should have won, but the game just didn't acknowledge one of my laps, so I ended up finishing in last place.
Son of a nice lady.
Yeah.
Well, see, and thinking about what's coming up, I'm just thinking about like reading some of the things we had for season 3. I mean, obviously, we're gonna continue to see something going on between Spock and Nurse Chapel,
Yeah.
and perhaps Erica might get involved with that. I don't know. That's something I forgot to mention too in the review. Erica got to go on her first mission.
Yeah. Hell
Finally.
yeah. Hell yeah.
So, she might get in between Chapel and Spock. I think she was trying to hit on Nurse Chapel, if I recall correctly. And I remember Spock and Nurse Chapel were in a bed in the trailer as well. So, trying to think. I wonder if we're gonna continue to have Hemmer talked about. Well, Scotty is now on the ship. He just like Hemmer studied under Petla or Pella.
Hello?
Her name's on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pelia.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, just like Hemmer, Scotty, Mr. Scott studied under Pelia. So, um, I imagine, I know Yuhara has had some issues, and not saying it's bad. Like, oh, she's sad that her friend's gone, and
Mm,
I know she had some issues connecting with Pelia, working with her, just because he could not think of Hemmer replacing her,
nah, nah,
or her replacing Hemmer rather. I got that
yeah,
backwards.
yeah.
So I think they're gonna continue bringing Hemmer up. Just trying to think of what else is happening on the show that's gonna continue. Um. Oh yeah, Leon and her interest in
Kirk.
the alternate.
Mm,
Yeah, the alternate Kirk. Um. I believe that was mentioned. Like I would have thought that would have been over, but reading the internet, they said that that's gonna continue that plot line, and of course you gotta believe everything you read on the internet.
I'm
Like,
straight
I
to saying
remember
it.
I remember you said just call me Snoopy, and like for whatever reason you don't want me to call you that anymore. Although I
Yeah,
read it on the internet,
you did
so
read it
is
on
it
the
not?
internet. Well, I also told you
Yeah.
not to call me Snoopy on the internet. So,
Well, that's true too. I
yeah,
mean, who's more valid, like past Justin from 5 seconds ago, or past Justin from 15 years ago?
yeah, you know.
well, well, those are like. Well, what about you? Is there anything like you're really looking forward to in season 3 that might pop up?
The only thing that I really remember from when we saw the preview thing was the murder mystery. I'm very excited for that. I do like me some murder mysteries. It's a very fun genre, um, and yeah, I'm looking forward to like any. I like when they do that, where they go to sort of a different kind of genre that they don't usually do. Like they had the musical episode in this past season. I
Yeah, the
really like
musical.
that. So I'm looking forward to maybe if they do any more episodes like that, and what ones we'll get in season 4. Then we know because we know season 4 is happening. We know season 5 is happening. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, and it's even like this show, this one. Next week we're not doing a episode
Yeah,
review or really talking philosophically and no news like
yeah,
this episode. Like we got a little bit into or sponsorships. We will mention Dubby and plug whatever, but
yeah,
Gopher's playing Prodigy Ragnarok on the
yeah.
PlayStation.
It's gonna be a much more chill episode, I guess. We can just play a
Oh,
game, hang
chill,
out, chat.
chill. Maybe the game's gonna scare you, or you're
you
like,
know, maybe, maybe.
it just.
so,
I don't know. I don't know. You might be suffering. Like,
could be. I mean, maybe it's not gonna be a game I enjoy. It's possible. Maybe it will be. I don't know. I know
it's sort of like
almost nothing about it other than that it's a Star Trek game.
it's sort of like how we got into Star Trek ourselves. We just dove in and like, oh, here we go. Let's check it out.
Hmm.
I mean, I thought I might have enjoyed that Star Trek game I got on my Xbox, and it ran terribly. And anyway, guys, a lot of fun. So, like we're saying, we'll be back here next week. Hopefully on Saturday.
Mhm.
It seems like people enjoy this more on YouTube than Twitch, so it'll be up on there, and we got Gopher's got all his playlists that you can check out. Like, I mean, if you accidentally went to Trek to Yuma, that's something I need to check out as well. You
You
can
know,
find that on
and I mean,
this.
you could go to a very Star Trek adjacent series, Mass Effect. Played Mass Effect 1 on the channel. That whole game on there. Some big
And
old sci-fi dealio in space.
yeah, join the Discord, and you get updates of what's being new uploaded on there.
Yes.
Well,
You get a nice
but
tag every time we go live. In the schedule thing, it'll tag you when we go live on Twitch. It'll also post all of our videos as they go up, but you won't get tagged for those. No annoying tags for all of those. But we do like to tag for the actual live streams because that's people want to be there at the time. Not find out about it hours later. So
Yeah, just like with this show here. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining. Check out Gopher's Discord. Say when you join to say you're there for the chest, even if you're not. Anyway, live long and prosper. You guys have a good rest of your week.
see you next week.